Hello, I'm Mark Ainley from the Piano Files. I thought I would produce this little video to explain how it is and show how it is that I do some editing of recordings that were made on 78 RPM discs. Now, if you're not aware, because early recordings were made on discs that turned at 78 RPM, sometimes at 80, but eventually the standard speed became 78. Because the record's turning faster, there's a lot less music that could be held on each side. For a 10-inch disc, about 3 minutes or so, and on a 12-inch disc, 4 to 5 minutes. And that meant that sometimes artists played a little bit more quickly to get things onto one side, or in longer pieces when like they were playing a sonata or a concerto, they had to decide in advance how much music they were going to record at once and then stop playing, and then they prepared the equipment to record the next record and they would continue playing. Now, one result from this is that sometimes the connections between the end of one side and the beginning of another might not sound very natural, or might be hard to edit. Now, sometimes you can just, put the tail end of one record to the beginning of the next one and it's fine. But in other cases, it's much more difficult. But fortunately now, with computer technology, it can be easier to do this. And sometimes it's a little bit tricky. And so Tom, who's been providing these wonderful transfers, often just does his own side joins, and it's pretty straightforward and it sounds fantastic. In some cases, it's a little bit trickier. And the one that he's just sent me of Misha Levitsky playing the Mendelssohn Rondo Capriccioso is one such case because of how he ends the first side and then starts the second one. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to look at my computer screen and I'll show you how it is on computer that I make that edit. Okay, so here we are with the recording, and we can see this recording is just about 6 minutes long, and right in the middle over here, just after 3 minutes 15 seconds, we can hear where Levitsky stops, and that's where the second record starts. Now, because he holds these chords longer than he would if he were playing this piece in concert, it becomes a little bit challenging to edit. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to overlay the tracks together. So I'm going to copy this part, cut it. I'm going to add a new track beneath it, and I'm going to try to line up the tracks so that that final note of the one disc and the new one are going to be overlaid. So let's just see how this works. This is just a random attempt here. Oops. So let's just see how this works, and let's start playing over here. So that's not bad, but it could be better. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to try doing it a little bit earlier. Let's see how that sounds. Now that's better. That's more what's in the score. Let's just listen again. Still a tiny split second off. Now, this is the challenges that we can't necessarily know in terms of artistically what they might have done. They might have chosen to lengthen it or something. So we kind of have to go with our instinct. Here, let's try this. That's pretty cool. So the timing is good. Now the problem is that this chord is a little bit longer, and it's not quite possible that he would be holding those notes while playing the other ones. So we're hearing something that's not fully accurate. So what I'm going to do is fade this out. So I'm going to fade out the top part a little bit more and try that again, and let's hear what happens. Not bad. I'm going to play with this a little bit more. But there you have an idea of how it is that I do a little bit of editing, and I think how a lot of engineers do editing now on computer. A lot easier than splicing tape. And so there you go. Interesting to see how it all comes together. I really enjoy doing this work. I don't do a whole lot of it, but there is a musical element to it, making these sides join and flow smoothly. And I'm just delighted to be able to offer these uploads on YouTube, and I'm very grateful again to Tom Jardine for his beautiful transfers of these fantastic recordings. So stay tuned, enjoy. If you're not subscribed to my Facebook page, please do. If you want to support my work on Patreon, you can go to the Patreon page at The Piano Files and join there. My website, thepianophiles.com, has links to all of my social media accounts. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon.